Hey, what's up everyone? It's Nick Beaupre from Results Funnel. I'm super excited because in today's Results Funnel episode, I'm going to be documenting, walking you through step by step, a funnel for coaches, consultants, service professionals, educators, trainers, teachers, anyone who is in a service type capacity, delivering value in exchange for money. This episode is for you. The funnel that I'm going to be featuring is being used right now by a company called Clients on Demand, and they are making 7 figures a year with this exact funnel to generate leads, convert those leads into clients, and of course service their clients and make the ridiculous amount of profits that they're making. So I have gone ahead and mapped out their entire funnel from start to finish for you so that you can clone it, duplicate it, and model it into your own business and have the success that they're having literally within a month, 2 months, 6 months if you don't know how to build a funnel and you're just trying to learn all the ropes and get started. But my goal here today is to speed up this process by having documented and laying out the blueprint and the funnel, the process for you so that you can just get on that fast track to success and really start automating and scaling your coaching, your consulting business right away. Now, if you haven't started your business yet, this video is for you because I'm going to really lay the groundwork, lay the foundation. I'm going to be talking about the Facebook ads, the landing pages, everything that you need to know to start a funnel and to launch your business successfully and profitably really, really quickly. And if you already have a business, if you're a coach, an entrepreneur, a consultant, you've been in business for a couple of years, this video is for you because I'm going to share with you the tools, the information to successfully automate and successfully grow your coaching business. Now, stay with me until the end because I'm going to show you some next steps on how to not only build this funnel for yourself, but I'm also going to show you or tell you how you can get access to a private members-only Facebook group of coaches, service professionals, solopreneurs we're all coming together, we're banding together to create proven, profitable funnels in our businesses to have the success and achieve the dreams that we are dreaming of achieving. So what makes this training different, guys? I'm going to be covering a lot today. I'm going to be going through a lot of different slides very quickly. So please close your emails, close your phone, turn your phones off, close Instagram, stop scrolling, for God's sakes. We scroll so much throughout the day, so just give me about 25 minutes of your time today. I promise it's going to be worthwhile. I promise you're going to walk away with a ton of valuable information. This training, I mentioned it before, is for coaches, consultants, educators, trainers, small business owners, artists, web designers, therapists, anyone who is in a service capacity delivering value in exchange for money. As a coach, service professional, consultant, we are always looking for ways to attract new clients and scale our businesses. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today with a funnel. But before we do that, before we get into that, what is a funnel and why do I need one for my business? Well, first of all, this is not a funnel. This is what a traditional website looks like. And most of us have traditional websites. Most of them look great. We pay a lot of money for them. Right now, my girlfriend is getting quotes to have a traditional, really cool looking website built for her. And she's getting quotes for $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 US dollars. And I'm like, oh my God, so much money. And essentially what you're building is a brick wall. And what I mean by that is when you send visitors, when you send traffic to your website, it's the equivalent of sending them to a brick wall because nothing happens. The website doesn't turn any of that traffic into leads. The leads don't convert into customers. Nothing happens. Just silence and crickets. And we think that this is the right way to go about marketing. We think that this must be what marketing is all about, having a really nice website, paying and spending all kinds of money to get that website created and to send people to that website, because that's what the big successful brands like BMW, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Starbucks are doing. And I don't blame you, and I don't blame anyone for thinking this way, because this is what the big brands are doing. And when we turn on the TV, we see that this is what the big brands are doing. But what we don't think about is that these brands have unlimited budgets, unlimited millions and millions of dollars to spend on their marketing and on their advertising. And it's kind of like having a business card, giving a business card to someone and praying that they're going to call or email you back. And that's what a traditional website is like. So, if your business is depending on you handing out cards or handing out brochures, praying people will call you back, how successful do you think you are going to be in your business? And, why do these big brands, why do these big businesses just not care about how much money they're spending? Well, the reality is that at the start of every year, these brands like Coca-Cola and BMW and Starbucks sit down and they figure out their budget, whether it's $1 million, whether it's $5 million to spend on marketing. And then what they do is they go out, they hire all kinds of these different kinds of marketers, and then they spend their budget with no accountability and no ROI and no solid expectations whatsoever. And this is who we're modeling, guys. These are the people who we're modeling. And as small entrepreneurs operating on small budgets, we have to start being smarter. It's no wonder why I think the stats are like 95% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years or something like that. It's no wonder those stats are so high. It's because when we look at entrepreneurs, they either run out of two things. They fail because of two reasons. They either run out of time or they run out of money. And as a small business owner, as a solopreneur, as a coach, consultant, running our own businesses, we have to start being smarter, and we have to learn how to spend $1 in advertising and then get $2 back out as soon as possible. And we do this through funnels. We do this using funnels. And essentially, we have to start playing a different game, and we have to start being successful right from day one. And by doing that, by building a funnel, spending $1 and getting $2 out, that's how we grow our businesses. That's how we can scale them. That's how we can automate them. And that's how we can achieve the success that we're looking for. So what does a sales funnel look like? Well, instead of ramming people into a brick wall, we capture them as a lead, and then we nurture them and we build a relationship with them over time, over a couple days, weeks, months, depending on what kind of service it is that you provide. We try to upsell them. We try to cross-sell them. We offer them different products, different services, and build relationships with these people. A sales funnel, think of a sales funnel kind of like cloning your best salesperson. When you go into a store, like let's say when you go into the Gap, and someone comes to you and asks what you're looking for, right? How can I help you? Right? And then you tell them that you're looking for a pair of jeans. They help you with that pair of jeans. And then as they're walking you to the cash register, they say, hey, well, maybe you'd like some cufflinks to go along with those jeans. Or maybe you'd like a pair of a new belt buckle to go along with those jeans that matches well, that looks great, right? Right now we have a sale on our belt buckles and our cufflinks, 25% off if you buy a pair of jeans, right? They take you to the cash register. You decide to get a belt buckle because it's 25% off. It looks great with the pair of jeans that you just bought, right? And then they ask, oh, well, would you like to donate $5 to your local charity? You say yes, right? And then they finish the sale. You walk away a happy customer with your jeans, your new belt buckle, and feeling good because you've contributed to your community. You've donated some money. That is an offline sales funnel. And what we're doing, what we're trying to do with an online sales funnel is essentially clone that person in that Gap store to bring your customers, your prospective customers, through a carefully crafted buying process so that at the end of the day, they end up a happy customer having bought a variety of your products and of your services, not just one. So my name, I mentioned to you earlier at the beginning of this video, is Nick Beaupre. I'm a funnel consultant. I've been a funnel consultant for the last 6 years. Before that, I was a real estate agent, which I will get into in a couple of slides. But I have worked with a couple of top teams, top realtors across the country. I've worked with wineries, authors, coaches, consultants, service professionals, and to date, I've generated over $20 million in sales over the past 4 years for my clients just from funnels alone. So this is who I am. This is why I do what it is I do. Because funnels give me the freedom. Funnels give me the time, the freedom, and the income so that I can travel more, so that I can hike more, so that I can bike more, and do the other things that I love to do in my life. But I'll be honest with you guys, I've done a lot of things right, but I've also done a ton of things wrong. And I discovered funnels, I discovered how to build funnels, how to make funnels the hard way over years of hacking away and honing my craft, failing, spending tons of money, wasting tons of money. But fortunately, I've been able to walk away and learn and take lessons from my failures, from my hiccups, from my roadblocks, blocks, from the obstacles that I've encountered. And fortunately for you, you just get to basically sweep in and benefit from this right away, from the reviews that I'm creating for you, from the funnel that I'm mapping out for you, and just basically just take all of that information and run with it right away, right now. So this is a picture of me when I first got my real estate license. I was 21 years old. I didn't really have a clue about business, and I started out as a real estate agent in a suburb here just outside of Toronto called Mississauga. And any of you, if any of you have been in real estate in the past, you'll know that the old timers, the kind of the traditional real estate agents, they tell you that to get business, to grow your business, to get clients, you have to door knock and you have to cold call. And that's how I started. That's how I started my real estate career, my real estate business, by door knocking in the freezing cold. I got my real estate license in November, which is probably the worst time you can get your license. Anyways, got my license in November. Through December, January, February, and March, I door knocked basically 7 days a week, and I absolutely hated it because it was freezing cold outside, and I felt like this guy here. I felt slimy, I felt worthless, and I hated being rejected. I hated having people slam their doors in my face, slam their phones down when I was cold calling late at night at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night. I absolutely hated it, and I got so depressed, but I was committed. I was committed because my dreams, my external dreams were I wanted to invest in real estate. And real estate investing was going to be my vehicle to get me, to allow me to travel, to allow me to hike, to ski, and to mountain bike, and do all the things that I love doing. Real estate investing was the vehicle that I thought was going to get me there, that I thought was going to allow me to achieve my dreams. And internally, my internal desires, or my internal motivations was I wanted to prove all my friends wrong, because I was just an average kid in high school. I had really average grades, and for that reason, I couldn't get into the same universities that my friends went to. I had to essentially resort to college, and because of that reason, I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to be successful, travel the world, make tons of money, and basically be able to show them in their face that, hey, you don't have to get a fancy university degree to be successful and to achieve all of your goals and all of your dreams. Those were, I'm sharing with you a couple of my external and, internal desires that, that were really driving me and that were making me committed to sticking through all of this terrible feelings of door knocking and being a slimy salesperson. But what I quickly realized is that I was on a hamster wheel. I was on a hamster wheel because if I stopped door knocking, if I stopped cold calling, then my business would stop growing. The leads would stop coming in, and then of course those clients would stop coming in if I stepped off this never-ending terrible hamster wheel. And right around that time, I started having some conversations with some friends and some colleagues, and one person in particular said, hey, you should check out this guy. His name's Dean Jackson. I think you'll really dig him. I think you'll really resonate with who he is and what he's about. And when I started looking at who Dean Jackson is, I quickly found out that here's a guy who spends half of the year in Toronto, half of the year in Florida, Clearwater, and he makes about $1 million a year, and he's got just one website that makes him upwards of 75 grand a year. He spends about 3 to 4 hours a month working on this website, and this website is called howtostopyourdivorce.com. So I checked the website out. I remember, and feel free to look at this website because it is live right now. It's working right now for him. To this day, as of 2017, Dean Jackson still makes $75,000 plus from just this one website alone. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's amazing. But I looked at his website, and I remember looking at his website for the first time, and I was just in complete shock that it was possible to make a full-time salary working 3 to 4 hours a month just from one website alone. And at that point, I was like, this is it. This is my new plan. Forget real estate investing. I'm going to learn. I'm going to sponge. I'm going to do everything I can to learn what Dean is doing and how he's doing it. And the more I looked into Dean, the more I found similar websites to howtostopyourdivorce.com. Here's a couple of other websites that Dean has right now, that he runs right now, that all collectively make him close to $1 million or more $1 million a year, which when I discovered this, I was just like, this is it. This is it. This is what I have to do. And I started listening to a couple of audio tapes. I listened to one in particular where Tony Robbins interviews Dean Jackson. It's called The Money Masters. And Dean Jackson, this all happened around the same time, but Dean Jackson talks about this concept called the freedom matrix. And I remember I was driving in my car. I was coming back from a ski weekend, and I was miserable. I was depressed because I knew that Monday morning, the next day, I was going to have to go back to cold calling and door knocking because I hadn't done it for the last 4 or 5 days. And I was just so depressed. I was like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this again. But I was listening to this car. I was listening to this audio tape in my car, and Dean Jackson starts talking about defining your ideal lifestyle and using this thing called the freedom matrix to determine where you are in your ideal lifestyle, like where you are in relation to your ideal lifestyle, and how to go about getting there. So it all comes down to it comes down to 5 categories in your life. And the first one is, what type of work do you do? Do you do original work? Do you do customized work? Do you do personalized for them? Or you do one size fits all? Now, on one side of the spectrum, doing original work would be, an example would be like landscaping. And this would be kind of, this would be rated as a 1 on the freedom scale or on the freedom matrix. On the far end, having a product, this is worth 4, and this is where you're really at the end, where you have the freedom to do whatever it is that you want, right? The next category is how you deliver your work. Do you deliver your work in a one-on-one setting, in a small group, in a webinar, teleclass, seminar, Facebook Live, or the ultimate, do you have a product that you can deliver, and that's the value that you deliver. The next category is the location of where you do your work. Do you do your work in person and on site, and that's kind of the lowest? Do you deliver your work at your office? Do you deliver your work through the phone or the internet? Or do you deliver value always, whenever, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you're doing? The next category is how you're compensated. And do you get paid in exchange for an hourly fee, right? Time in exchange for money. This would be the lowest denominator. And then are you compensated by a flat fee? Are you compensated by partnership or percentage of profits? Or are you creating profits for yourself? This would be the ultimate. This would be the top. And then the last category is how you schedule your time. Synchronized and scheduled, synchronized and unscheduled, right? So synchronized and scheduled would be like, okay, you have to show up on Monday for work at 9 a.m. Synchronized and unscheduled would be, okay, we have a call this afternoon to go over the deliverables, to go over the most important things to get the result that we need to get done. Most coaches, most consultants fall into that category. Asynchronized with a deadline, that would be an example whereby you have a project and you're given a deadline. You know, I need such and such done by November the 25th, right? And then the ultimate is asynchronized at my discretion. So you decide when you want to deliver the results, when you want to complete the project. It's all on your time. It's all on your watch. Now, when I added up each of these categories of the freedom scale, I felt like this guy as a real estate agent. I was just like, oh my God, like I am pretty much at the lowest end of the spectrum. For me, freedom is really important to me. Freedom, not just with income, but also freedom with time and freedom with mobility. It is huge for me. And if you're anything like me, right, this freedom matrix is a massive wake-up call, especially if you haven't been putting any kind of conscious thought or attention into it. And this is how I felt. This is what I looked like. And when I was a real estate agent, I was sitting around an 8, right, when I'm adding all of these different categories up. Now, today, I'm sitting around a 14 or 16 out of 20. So a lot better. Still got a bunch of work to do, but I am getting there. Now, what I realized when I heard Dean Jackson describing this freedom matrix is I realized that I needed systems to leverage my time, my efforts, and my skill sets. And when I looked back at Dean Jackson, when I saw what he was doing, I realized that what Dean Jackson was doing is he had funnels. So he had these automated systems, these automated funnels in place that were sending traffic to these landing pages. The landing pages were converting traffic into leads, leads into customers, right? That were spending money, making profits for him. And he had, at the time, he had about 5 or 6 of these. Now he's got closer to 12 of them, of these funnels, all running all on autopilot. So with that being said, this was my first funnel. I went out, I became obsessed, I changed my vehicle for achieving my dreams and achieving my desires, and I said, funnels are the key. So modeling Dean Jackson, I built my first real estate funnel. It looked something like this. It was actually a lot uglier than this, but it worked. And this is actually a screenshot of my Gmail account that I took a couple of days ago, and these are all leads that come in pretty much every day into my real estate funnels, into my own personal funnels, in my business funnels that I've built for my clients that all work all on autopilot, that are all scalable. And I quickly realized that funnels gave me freedom. Funnels allowed me to do the things that I want to do that mean the most to me. And websites really gave me nothing. It's that brick wall metaphor where they really don't do anything. They don't convert traffic into leads and leads into customers. And the only businesses that need funnels are businesses that need to turn leads into customers. And I honestly don't know any type of business that doesn't need these two things. So if you're in business, guys, you need a funnel. And what's interesting is the big guys are starting to realize that funnels are the future. Two of my biggest heroes are using funnels right now. Tony Robbins on the left and Marcus, the CEO of Camping World. He's got an incredible TV show on called The Profit on CNBC. Probably the best TV show right now. I love it. And they're realizing that funnels are the key. Funnels are the future. And today, guys, so I live by this one mentality, and it's all about modeling what works. And today, by showing you this funnel, by showing you this coaching and consulting funnel that is working right now with a consulting business, a seven-figure consulting business, you are going to be able to compress decades into days by cloning their proven and their profitable funnel into your own business and running with it right away. One of my favorite quotes from Tony Robbins is he says, the surest way to achieve success is to model someone who is already successful. If you don't have good models, find someone who is the best in your chosen field and emulate them, duplicate them, copy them, clone them. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, simply learn from the best. And that is what today's about. That is what these results funnel episodes are about. Taking proven funnels and then copying them and cloning them for ourselves in our businesses to achieve the same results that these movers and shakers are enjoying and experiencing right now today. So this is Clients on Demand funnel. This is Russ Ruffino's funnel. Russ Ruffino is the owner of Clients on Demand. I think they have an awesome website. I think they have an awesome domain name. So much benefit in it. And they teach students cutting edge marketing strategies and give them technical support, kind of like what I'm doing, but I do it specifically relating to funnels because I truly believe that funnels are the key to business success and everyone needs a funnel more than everything else. So, couple key ingredients of this funnel as we jump right into it. It starts all with a highly targeted Facebook ad. We're going to talk about the Facebook ad, what Russ Ruffino does really well in his Facebook ad. We're going to go over his lead magnet or the bait that he offers to generate leads. And then we're going to talk about the process that he uses to convert those leads into applications, applicants, and then, of course, into clients. So use this funnel, guys, to attract new clients, to attract new customers to your coaching, to your consulting business. If you're a service professional, fill up your webinar trainings, build a retargeting list so that you can advertise and market for a fraction of normal cost, establish rapport and expertise with your audience, convert leads into clients, and then ultimately automate and scale your business. So I love to start before jumping into a funnel class. I love to start with a tiny bit of theory. I love to map out the funnel first, and I love using Russell Brunson's funnel maps from ClickFunnels to do this. So what essentially Clients on Demand is doing here is they are they're molding a lead magnet funnel with a webinar funnel simultaneously, and it's really, really easy. Guys, it's not as hard as you think, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and exactly how they're doing it. So this is their funnel. Clients on Demand starts with the Facebook ad. You're sent to a nice landing page with a lead magnet. Then you're on the thank you page. You get to sign up, or you're offered a exclusive webinar training confirmation page. You watch the webinar, and then you apply to their business. So let's start with the lead magnet first. Couple of key things when you're designing a lead magnet landing page is you want the copy and you want the design of your landing page to match that of your Facebook ad. And you want your lead magnet landing page to provide all the information a visitor needs to know to make a decision whether to hit the back button or submit their name and email address. And you want the title to be clear. You want the call to action to be clear. Those are the key ingredients of a lead magnet landing page. So this is Clients on Demand. This is their landing page. I think it's fantastic. It's simple. It's clear. It's got a nice, professional, clear, crisp image in the background. They have just a simple headline, which is a case study. It's offering a case study, and it's super specific. It's not general. When you're creating your lead magnet, you want to make sure that it's very specific and offering a very specific end result. How? Just one 45-minute presentation built our $9 million coaching business without blogs, podcasts, YouTubes, or any other boring marketing stuff that no one wants to do. I love that. It's so specific. It speaks to a pain point. As coaches and as consultants, we really have a tendency to get wrapped up in all of that blogging, podcasting, YouTubing, all of that kind of stuff. And Clients on Demand is just saying, you don't have to do any of that. Here's how we built a $9 million coaching business, which is one 45-minute presentation. So the only thing that Clients on Demand does not do is that their Facebook ad, as you can see here, I'm going to talk more about their Facebook ad a little later, but their Facebook ad is just this weird, random, psychedelic image that has no tie-in, no meaning to their landing page whatsoever. But other than that, everything about their landing page is great. They're using Lead Pages, which is a great software. I use it myself for my landing pages. And if you need help optimizing your landing page, there's a really great article that Lead Pages wrote called Help, Why My Landing Page Isn't Working, 7 Common Flaws That May Be Blocking Your Success. I'll put that in the show notes of this episode. I'll also link to that article in the free blueprint that you can download for this episode so that you can refer back to this episode. You'll get all of the Facebook ads, the landing pages, everything, the funnel scripts, the email scripts, everything will be in this funnel blueprint. So make sure you go ahead and click download for this episode. But this is their lead magnet. I really want to spend maybe 30 seconds talking quickly about their lead magnet, because their lead magnet is fantastic, and it really was the inspiration for me creating this episode about them, about Clients on Demand as their business. Their lead magnet is super professional. I love the presentation of it. It's beautifully written, clean, crisp. And what I really, really love most about their lead magnet is they're giving you the exact strategy that they're using to grow their consulting business. So they're running Facebook ads, sending them to the sign-up page, which is this lead magnet here that I'm getting, that we're reading together. They're sending people to a webinar, and then the webinar is sending people to a consultation phone call. And that is their process to growing their business. And I love when I see someone essentially walking the talk, walking their talk. So, whatever it is that they're teaching, they're actually doing it themselves as a strategy to grow their own business. And it's exactly what they're doing. And when I saw this, I was like, yes, I love this. I love what they're doing. I love what they're teaching, because they are using this right now in their business to grow their business and scale their business. And what I love even more too is how they end their lead magnet. Is their lead magnet essentially is just a stepping stone for their webinar. It's designed to create a relationship, to build some rapport, build some trust with you as just a brand new cold prospect who's never heard about Clients on Demand. And say, okay, you know what? They got some interesting things to say, so maybe I should check out their webinar. And that is the lead magnet. This bait has done its job, which is to send you to their webinar. And this is a great example of what we call the value ladder. and how they're using the value ladder super strategically to convert you from just a cold prospect, cold traffic into an actual high-ticket client who's paying them $5,000, $10,000 a month. So the value ladder. The value ladder is basically what you're offering, how you're offering it, and how you're positioning your products or your services to prospective customers to get them to ultimately buy your most expensive service or product that you offer in your business. So the value ladder, an example of a value ladder for dentists would be a free teeth cleaning, right? Running Facebook ads, running newspaper ads, whatever it is, to get a free teeth cleaning. And once you're inside getting your teeth cleaned, the dentist will say something like, do you smoke? Or do you drink coffee? And you'll be like, no, why? Well, your teeth are looking pretty yellow right now. If you want, I could just run. It won't take me a lot of time. Give me 30 minutes and I can create a teeth whitening kit that you can bring home with you today. And in 6 months, you can come back. Your teeth will be so much whiter. And it's just an extra $150. Oh, okay, sure, yeah, great. They've just upsold you to a home teeth whitening kit. The next time you come in, right, to the dentist, they say, Nick, I'm noticing that your top teeth are looking a little crooked. Have you ever had braces? You're like, yeah, way back when I was a kid. Well, your teeth are really starting to shift now. So if you want, we can do a quick x-ray, and then I can get you just a really small, discreet bar retainer that I can put in the roof of your mouth. You won't even know it's there, and it'll keep your teeth from shifting, and you'll continue to have that nice, white, beautiful smile that you have. Okay, great, sure. Tell me, yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's do it. $1,500 later, $2,000 later, I have the retainer, and then, if I need cosmetic surgery, they'll offer it. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I went through this exact same value ladder with the dentist who then referred me to a surgeon, and I actually ended up getting cosmetic jaw surgery. But that's a whole different story. The purpose of this is just to illustrate the importance of a value ladder for a dentist, right? This is a value ladder for a nutritionist. You could offer a free lead magnet, right? So send Facebook ads to your free lead magnet. Talk about the 6 fruits you should never eat. And then from that lead magnet, you could send people over to a free quiz, right? To find out if you have any concerns regarding your gastrointestinal bowels, bowel movement, that kind of thing. At the end of the quiz, it could be, you could send people to, a exclusive one-time offer to get a personalized diet plan for $37 or whatever it is. Then from there, you can then convert people and say, look, I've noticed that you have this personalized diet plan, but we're really missing some key things to bring you to your optimal health and to make you feel amazing, wonderful, fresh, healthy, youthful, rejuvenated again. I recommend you try out my 10-week diet plan. It's $1,500 or $2,000, whatever it is that people charge for that, right? And then have them come back in every 6 months for a checkup. That's how a nutritionist would approach their business, as opposed to walking up to someone at a networking event or on the street and say, hey, my name's Susan. I'd like to sell you a $10,000 or $2,000 10-week diet program. If someone just came up to you and said that, you'd think they're crazy and you'd run away. But if they came up to you and they were like, hey, here's a free lead mat, do you know that there's some fruits that are really detrimental to your health that you should be avoiding eating? Check them out. I have a free PDF. Download it. It's free. Just check it out. It's amazing. Boom. You're now in their funnel. You're now in their value ladder. Not everyone, but some people will take the quiz. Then some people will convert by their personalized diet plan program. And then a percentage of those people will end up in their 10-week program. That is exactly what Clients on Demand is doing. Their value ladder is basically the Facebook ads to their free lead magnet, right? How we built a 7 seven-figure coaching business. From there, they funnel you into the free webinar training and then into the high-ticket consulting and coaching program. What's your value ladder? As a coach, as a consultant, knowing what your value ladder is, knowing where you're taking people, right, what your customer buying journey looks like is crucial to your success, and it will make building your funnel that much easier, because once you know what your value ladder is, you just can now take that ladder, take that diagram, and start building it onto the individual web pages that make up your funnel. That's all a funnel is. It's your value ladder, but it's online. So with that being said, going back to our current case study here for Clients on Demand, we've talked about their landing page and their lead page, and then once you click submit, once you click yes, they take you to what I see a lot of marketers doing right now, which is a webinar sign up thank you page. And all this does is it confirms that you've received your freebie, it's in your email inbox, and now they're offering an upsell, and they're speaking to a known desired end result. They're creating a bit of urgency, a bit of scarcity, that this is a webinar, that this offer is going to evaporate in the next hour or the next 10 minutes or the next 30 seconds, whatever it is. And that is exactly what Clients on Demand are doing with their webinar sign-up page. So I just want to expand it here just so you can kind of see what they're doing here, right? They've confirmed that your free guide is on its way, and then wait, don't go yet. There is a great free webinar that we're offering right now. This is a couple of the things that you're going to learn. Definitely check it out if you are a coach or consultant looking to grow and build your business. They've done a really great job of this. Again, I'm going to have this exact page that you can clone for yourself in the free blueprint for this episode. So make sure you download that. Moving on to their confirmation page. Your confirmation page just confirms that you've signed up for the webinar, sells the sizzle a little, sells what you're going to learn, what you're going to be discovering in the webinar, continues to speak to the known end result. And Clients on Demand, their webinar confirmation page is pretty sparse. It's pretty simple. I think they could have done a better job of it, to be honest. They could have continued to sell the sizzle. They could have listed a couple of the bullet points again of what you're going to learn in the free training, and just really get you excited and really get you pumped up for the training. And I've actually learned that from Russell Brunson, and Russell Brunson has one of the best webinar confirmation pages I've ever seen, because when you come to his, again, I can actually provide a link to this specific page in the funnel blueprint, but when you come to Russell Brunson's webinar confirmation page, it's a video of him super excited in the midst of making his webinar presentation, and he's just going at you a mile a minute, getting you excited, getting you pumped up for what you're about to learn on the webinar. And he also offers he calls it a SLO, so like a limited time offer, which is create your free ClickFunnels self-liquidating offer. That's what he calls it. He offers a self-liquidating offer, which again gets you pumped up for the training, gets you excited, and creates that commitment to attend the webinar, to attend the training. And if you don't have a free software to give away like Russell Brunson does, I've seen a lot of people do it. Amy Porterfield specifically offers like a free follow along, fill in the blank PDF check sheet or cheat sheet. You could definitely do that. Just helps with the webinar confirmation and getting people really pumped up and excited. So that is the Client on Demand funnel from start to finish. I'm gonna take the next maybe 5-10 minutes to wrap this up and just quickly talk about their Facebook ad, a couple of things that they've done really well that you can emulate and clone for yourself. I'll quickly go over their email conversion sequence that I think you'll get a lot of value and then we'll wrap up the presentation. So let's quickly talk about some Facebook quick tip advertising things that you should always be doing when you're running Facebook ads. You want to obviously know what your campaign objective is. Is it to generate leads? Is it to send traffic to a landing page? Those are pretty much the campaign objectives that I always choose when I'm setting up Facebook ads for my clients. Stay away from impressions. Stay away from CRM. Remember the big brands like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Starbucks at the beginning of this presentation? That is what they're doing, and they have millions and millions of dollars to spend on marketing and advertising. We as small business owners don't. So we want to make sure for every dollar we spend, we're getting $2 out. So for campaign objectives, choose traffic, choose leads. If you're doing retargeting, then obviously choose retargeting. But those are pretty much the three ones that you want to stick with as a coach, as a consultant, as a service professional. Now, with your Facebook ad, a couple of quick things. You want to make sure that your offer is tight, is dialed in, your copy is great, your creative matches your landing pages and matches the rest of your funnel, right? Same thing with send. You want to make sure that your targeting is really dialed in so you know who your target market is. I can do a couple more trainings about that at later dates, just to keep this training under an hour. But this is Clients on Demand Facebook ad. Their title is really good. Here I have a larger copy so you can take a look. Again, this is going to be in the free funnel blueprint for you to download, but this is their Facebook ad. There's a couple of things that they really do great in their Facebook ad. They have essentially their lead magnet that they're giving away here, right? Like what they're giving away here, which is the blueprint that reveals how they built a webinar to $9 million a year. In their title, they reiterate their call to action here in the text below, which is really great. And they talk to a specific desired result, which is, as a coach, as a consultant, we don't have time to do all kinds of blogs, launches, books, videos, Facebook Lives, Instagram stories. We just don't have time for that. And he's saying, you don't have to do any of that. We don't do any of that. We just do one thing, and we've scaled to $9 million a year. So it creates curiosity. He's got a really great hook in his ad, and he's hitting that pain point of the time, being strapped for time, and just not doing all of that extra marketing stuff. And the only thing that I'm not a fan of that they've done here is they have this really weird off-putting image. They could have made their image something relating to their landing page, their lead magnet. Like they could have maybe had this kind of background with a nice book or PDF report on the ad, but they didn't. They chose to have this weird graphic here. So that's the only thing, but definitely they have a fantastic Facebook ad. Yeah, definitely duplicate it, model it for yourself. Let's quickly talk about their email sequence. When you're creating an email sequence, you want to make sure you have at least 5 emails sent out after your live webinar, 2 of the emails being sent out on the final day of your promotion. So as a coach, as a consultant, right, you're going to want to have your follow-up emails conversational, picking up from where your webinar left off, focusing on the benefits, focusing on the transformation that you're promising, and using stories to connect with your potential buyers and with your potential customers. Clients on Demand, their email sequence is quite good. Their first email is fantastic. I'm actually going to pull up all of the emails that I recorded here. Again, this is going to be in the funnel blueprint that you guys can download and just model for yourselves. But their first email is fantastic, talks about, really sells the blueprint, the PDF that you're downloading, and then they're upselling essentially you on joining them for a presentation, which is where they continue to deliver value, continue to build rapport, and continue to hit on some pain points where it's like, oh yeah, like I don't want to be blogging. I don't want to be podcasting. I don't want to be spending all my time doing that stuff. I just want to coach and consult and convert clients into paychecks. And they do a really great job of that. They have your standard reminder emails, one being sent out the day of, one being sent out as the webinar is getting started. And then, of course, they have their webinar replay, which, again, does a really great job of what they've covered, right? Couple of pain points, couple of curiosity points that they talk about in the webinar, and then allowing you to check out the replay. The only thing that I would do differently is I would create some scarcity. I would create some more urgency with this offer, just saying that the replay is coming down. So make sure you watch it while it's still up. So that is their email sequence. Quickly talk about their webinar. Their webinar was quite generic. I found it a little, it was automated, first of all. And, I'm not a fan of automated webinars, at least in the first year, just because, you want to figure out your offer. You want to infuse the webinar with your personality. And that's not what they did here. It was automated. The slides I found were quite slow and quite generic. And I feel like they could spend some more time on their webinar. I think they were more in love with the concept of having an automated system funnel, which is great. But before you get there, you want to make sure that it's really all the kinks are ironed out and it's really a well-oiled machine. So the webinar replay button, the webinar replay page, which is here, I really like it. It's just built-in lead pages here. You can watch the webinar replay here. And then, of course, their call to action at the end is to book a free consultation. And their consultation page, I love. I believe it's in lead pages, and you can schedule your time here, right? And then they have all kinds of testimonials at the end. They have Facebook testimonials, they have video testimonials, they have just written testimonials. If you have this many testimonials, if you can do that, I would highly recommend you do that. It just is going to bump up your conversion rates from your webinar into your application. So here's the application page. I'll have a link in the funnel blueprint so you can take a look at it yourselves and, of course, model it and duplicate it into your own business, into your own funnel. But that is basically it, guys. That is the client's on-demand funnel from start to finish. Here's the theory behind it, and this is their actual funnel. A couple of quick numbers here. These are numbers that Russell Brunson uses, that Russell Brunson always strives and recommends us and you as entrepreneurs, we as entrepreneurs to strive to. If you spend $3,000 on your webinar, you get about anywhere from 1,000 people, 1,500 people to show up, right? You can expect to get about 25% of that 1,000 people to show up. So 250 people on your webinar. From your webinar, you can expect anywhere from a 5 to 10 to 15 to 20% close rate. If you're really, really good, you can expect a 20% close rate. But just speaking like with minimum numbers, right, a 5% close rate, that would be 13 applicants or 13 new clients, right? And if you're selling a $2,000 service, you would be making around $26,000. And then if you can double that with your follow-up, Russell Brunson says that you can realistically double your sales just on the follow-up email sequence alone. That's why I choose to highlight and go over the email sequence here in these episodes, but another 26K. So, easily $50,000 just from this one webinar if you decide to spend $3,000 upfront to fill it up. So that is it, guys. That is the case study. We are just 54 minutes. We're going to wrap this up right now, under an hour here. But here is what to do next. Download the free blueprint for this funnel so you can model it, so you can take all of this and run with it and implement it into your own service-based coaching consulting business. And then secondly, make sure you join our private members only Facebook group. We talk about funnels, we discuss funnels, we brainstorm funnel strategies, how to grow your business, how to automate it, how to scale it. Every Thursday, we do a free funnel building workshop where I actually do a live demonstration and take you step by step how to build your own funnel within 30 minutes. And then on Fridays in the Facebook group, we do a live Q&A session where any kind of questions you guys have, I'll answer them and I'll point you in. If I don't have the answer to your questions, I'll point you in the right direction, towards the right resources, and just make sure that you guys have the success that you want. And then last but not least, join us this Thursday. I mentioned it earlier, we are going to be doing a free live funnel building workshop. You can get access to it in the Facebook group. So go ahead, download the blueprint for this funnel training, and then join our Facebook members group. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope you got a lot of value out of today's episode, and I wish you all of the success. And if you have any questions about either this funnel, how to build it, what to do, how to tailor it for your product or your service, give me a shout, send me an email, nick@resultsfunnel.com, or just post a message in our Facebook group. And I will see you there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care.